caught me reevaluating how strong I want these effects to be. I made them weak initially to compensate for the fact that you can stack them, but there's also the opportunity cost. That it may be that you just have to invest too much initially into one effect just to make it worthwhile. On top of the opportunity cost. So right now the fortify effects are calibrated to be at 10 if you pursue them for 15 levels, because enchantment will start at 11, so then 26 you'll be equivalent to your Daedric. Therefore, Grand Soul Gem, and that will give you a fortified by 10 if you suck with the same thing the entire way. Starts off at 1, increased by 0.6, gets you to 10, plus 9 in over 15 levels. But I might double that, so we're at a 20. You start off with a 2. And the 5 levels will give you a plus 6. So you'd be at 8 by the time you seek a new effect. Definitely play better with you having multiple effects stacking, but I don't know if that's a particularly... Also, the stream cut out, or rather, Comcast stopped the connection completely, 3 times during that countdown. Yeah, I don't have a low bit rate, it's just dropping packets again. Dropping packets, like our economy's dropping bodies. Oh, government, really? If you seeked it for 2 twice, then at the double rate, you'd be at 14, I think. Plus 14 for that stat. And how long until we get to fortify 100 or something? Now that'd actually be a while, because it's 18 every 15 levels. Which would... You can also stack this on multiple pieces. That's one of the reasons why I made them so weak initially. But this making them a bit stronger would reward or punish you less for splitting them. There are different effects for different pieces. I guess you'd have to seek something for 6. No, not 50. 75-ish, maybe 80 levels. That's okay. To get a plus 100, I mean, yeah, that's actually a good case. Doubling the rates. Just for one, I don't think in a normal playthrough you might actually reach level 80, or if you do, it'd be kind of rare. And again, there's an opportunity cost to it, where fortifying one effect all the way up to a plus 100 would. You'd lose out on all the other fortify effects. Restore effects and shield and feather and all that. There's also spells too. Like you could fortify. All these different playstyles. This is not like magic is mandatory. And yes, we're floating at around 10% packet loss right now. The counter gets reset every time there's a disconnect. So I don't. We can put the disconnects are probably at like 15 or 20% though. But since we reconnected, we are at like 9% exactly on lost packets. It's both a nice and harrowing statistic to have at my disposal. It really confirms how shitty American internet is. Anywho. Like shield I just buffed. I just doubled the rate, so it should be. I didn't double the rate. I increased the rate though. It used to be invested 15 levels, you'd have a 6 shield. Because then you could get that times 6 for 36 shield, permanent shield effect. But now I've increased that. The base is doubled to 2 from 1, and I increased the growth rate, so now it's more of even vanilla 10 if you invest 15 levels. That 0.5334 should give you 8 every 15 levels. Every 15. How high could that go? Yeah, if you put shield on like 2 items and you pursue shield on only those 2, you could probably get max AR between the 2 of them. Or you seek like as long as it would take to also hit the 100-point fortify at level 80. Yeah, the other question is whether I should balance the stuff around lame stuff or around vanilla. I use lame, and lame is definitely a better magic system than vanilla. But the enchantments are balanced differently. And restores are balanced around lame because restores just don't exist under vanilla enchantments. At least they aren't prevalent. I don't really see remember any examples of them. Yeah, the fortify effect, fortify health, magicka, and fatigue, as well as the feather, are from lane balancing too, because that's just way better than whatever the heck vanilla balancing did. Oh, hey, so but I'm reconsidering how I'm balancing the effect growth rates. I also need more messages for the flavor messages. Because I still need one more for halfway. Gotta do armor eater. And then there's message boxes too. I got like 6 for level cap though. So when it comes to fortify attribute effect, how high should it be by level 25, like a grand soul gem? So try, because right now it's calibrated so that way by that point it should be 10 points fortify. But I'm thinking maybe bumping that up to 20 points. That's just the reason not to is because you could choose fortify strength on all 6 pieces, and now you'll have like either plus 60 strength or plus 120 strength. Kind of depends. That said, you can't choose multiple effects, so yeah. Yeah, 20 is what Lane went with, but 10 is what vanilla goes with. Uh, this should this will make it 20. So fortify fatigue should be at 100, health at 50, magicka at 100, restore fatigue. Not entirely sure how these will grow, but I had the rates halve from fatigue to magicka and then to health. Initially I had health base be 0, but I kind of decided that's a bit too harsh because like, you pick the enchantment and nothing gets added because it's 0 magnitude. Shield should be at the vanilla 10 by 25. Starts at 2. I know Lame increases it to 20% as well. Because the armor is also growing. Armor will be as strong as Daedric. The thing, I need to consider balancing though. Like, when you get to high levels, I don't care at that point. But as long as we're at the point where we have references for what power level should be, I want to keep it in line. Which means we're going from Iron to Daedric, and I want Daedric tier to be the equivalent of level 26 for the armor. Which also means Grand Soul Gem enchantments. Enchantments start at level 11 for the armor, which the starting point doesn't quite matter as long as it just has to feel a bit balanced for then, like not too strong but also not worthless either. Because shield that doesn't degrade with armor durability, so that's like a permanent effect, permanent AR. Actually, I wonder what the AR would be at level 11. Should increase by 2 at that point, 2.2. At least for the body. Needs to increase by 3 if we include the feet. And 3.8, then 4.6. And just a straight 6 plus 6 AR by then. And And plus 8.8 AR for 10 levels. This makes the shield, as it is right now, pretty modest. I can always boot up in game though. Oh, I should probably get the plug-in first. Got like over 100 heavy armor though, so the air values aren't going to be too reflective. Oh, that's right, shield doesn't actually get influenced by the heavy armor skill, does it? For light armor, get 100 effectiveness out of it. Right from the start. So it's anything else giving AR? No, I don't have any AR from anything, so it's just the armor. Yeah. I'm usually pretty glad when I'm done with all this, because I tend to do the balancing towards the start, and then I just don't have to think about it until towards the end. But it's one of those things with no right answer. So you just have to that's why you have to have strong vision. I wonder, maybe you should redo the level up code. I'm just now considering just to ease testing, where I have like a little block that's just increases the level based on XP gained, but then I have another block that's just like, okay, if you're this level, then change the stats. So right now I just have it, once you hit the XP threshold, we then do a level up and change the increment. So the actual level global doesn't actually matter outside of the initialization. Alright, 11 will get the enchant seek, so with those menus. Yeah, sorry, 29 AR here. It's going to be like at 30 or so. It's also 29. I wonder if the armor was actually increasing or not. I hope I don't have to actually re-equip it when I... God, I made a separate block then. Because the weight's increasing properly. Total AR though. Oh my god, I have to re-equip it. Oh, the AR doesn't take effect. Ugh. Alright. You just have to re-equip one. No. That's nice, but we're at 36.9, so it's plus 7 AR. These are the bugs that you have to deal with in Bethesda Land. You just have to re-equip the armor every time, and you can't re-equip it on the same frame. Well, I already had to deal with this kind of stuff, so I just need to set the flag and the level up block. Yeah, if you do doubling, that makes the level of the ship very, very important. they'll have an exponential curve. So if it's +7 armor for 6 pieces, that's about +1. Yeah, 2 shield seems pretty modest for that, because that's like pretty solid amount. uh, as soon as you enter through the door, there's a wall behind you. Because textures are only rendered one way, as well as collision, so now you can't get out. Anywho. So if we calibrate the shield in regards to how much AR you gain per level up, then what I have now is pretty solid. 2 shield is pretty generous after that, but if it's comparing it to what like a Grand Soul Gem shield enchant could give, as well as the opportunity cost of not picking a Fortify effect, then it feels a little weak. So it's like, which one do I want to cater to? Plus there's the fact that this is with like 114 heavy armor, so the level is going to be even lower, which makes the shield even stronger, relatively speaking. Yeah, I've seen, like, I think as part of some no-clip documentaries, I may have gotten a glimpse of Bethesda HQ, and they really do have some awesome lobbies. Like, I really do get the sense that Bethesda devs really do want to make the best game they can without all the bugs. It's just they're either working with really old, crappy tools, or the upper management is so blinded by greed they don't care about giving the for its corporate agenda. I think that should be sufficient enough explanation. I just remember being back when I was active on ESO forums time and time again, and some people claiming to be business experts, like multiple people, multiple different times, complaining that all the issues of these games just reek of upper management being rotten, not the actual devs making mistakes. So I'm still inclined to believe Bethesda devs are probably alright, passionate people. It's just they don't have the best bosses. Or tools, maybe. Maybe both. Oh, that's cool. Right, so manager. Alright, so what I'm thinking of doing is... Where was it? I may have already kind of done this. Right, I did with resists. So the thing with resists is actually we check your resists every level, or every half second. Instead of updating them every half second, we instead store, like, you calculate what your new resist would be, and then we compare it to like your actual current resist. And if they're different, then we update it. And I could do the same thing with level ups, so that way I can just check the level global every time. Just be like, okay, store what it currently is in a variable, and then then every half second we then check the new what the value is, compare them, and if it's different, then we just reset your stats. But right now, what I have is what I've done with these Farragon, which is I just check you're not level cap, you meet the XP requirements, we're not doing through the seek menu, then level up. Yeah, That sounds really cool. I just can't help but think that that may take away too much time from actually developing games. But still, it would be cool. Anywho, I just have to set the refresh once flag. Yeah, like as much as we the players want to digest all the info and get all these like daily or weekly even updates from the devs, Monty is giving me a sliver of insight into that is just an unrealistically hasty time frame. Stuff in games and stuff is done on like a month basis, which as a gamer is like way too long because you're playing like 8 hours a day. Just roll with it. Sometimes you make the typos your own. Anywho. There we go. Hour 29. 30. Still 30. Still 30. 35 all of a sudden. Okay, level 7. Level 9. 36. Yeah, there's some pretty sharp jumps though. I'm incrementing things at like a decimal base on integers for the most part. You can see the values I'm modding by here, it's just... eh. So yeah, I think I'll separate those blocks now so that way I don't have to keep doing set XP equal to XP rec each time. I can instead just set the level global, and it'll adjust the level up and down. Which will actually handle my D-level thing a bit, kind of, a little bit. That would help with the stats, but not the enchantments. Enchantments would be a whole different thing. Gosh. Like, if I'm setting enchantments to 0, that's easy. Just sell the globals to 0 and you're done. Remove everything. But, it's like, I don't keep track of the order you enhance things in. So, just have to do round robin style on the effects. Uh, hmm. How exactly am I going to do this? Like, if statements or while statements. There are ifs, it would be easy enough, but I'm doing a while so I can handle multiple level ups. Like, if you need 300 XP to level up, but you get like 1,000, that'll be 2 levels. Okay. So the while loop kicks in. You get both level ups at once instead of having to wait half a second between each. Ah, I know what to do for this message. And I can always add more. I have to comment on the percent chances. I need to make sure my stuff is easily readable by a human. I can also, because these are all separated with else ifs and stuff, I can actually probably overwrite the sound for specific messages. Be pretty neat. A little inflexible, but also really neat, and also a lot of work if I do them for each one. I'm not gonna though. Probably won't. Actually, I really have to say probably won't. Because I'm thinking like with the groan where it says Zephyrus groans, I could probably find a sound effect of actual like groaning in the game, or metal groaning, and just use set message sound right in that single statement. So you actually hear it. Eh. I'm tempted to look up the sounds now. Oddly enough for engine objects. Not sure if I can play these. Oh, I can. Okay. Loud and longer than you think. Door chains 2D. Interesting. I have to wonder is what it would be called. Might be like metal or grate something. Where would this sound like? That didn't sound like anything. These may not actually be sounds. What the heck? What even? Nice. Wonder what the C stands for. Oh, generic collisions. Okay. Probably save the... Should I? Yeah, I'll save it. Did make some changes, didn't I? What about stone open and close? Nah. Nope. Spiked hall, though? No. Rusty gate. Maybe. No. But maybe the close. Nah. Ruins all secret. Oh, that sound. Oh, we're like halfway down the list. That's not playing anything. Okay. I guess they don't all work. That's a neat sound. Oh. Wow. They probably play multiple SFX, so I never actually hear this one clearly. It's a neat sound. This one's not playing. Yeah, that's what I hear for the most part. It has some echo to it. That too. Huh. Use this sound though. Hmm. I don't know what I could use this for. I like it, but I don't know what I can use it for. Like a buckle rattling on chain. Because not all armor would look like that, so... Eh. Yeah, I don't know what I can use specific sounds for. Oh well. Off to the other screen you go, and minimize. Yeah, level changes will indeed have to be one by one. That is for sure. Yeah, I think I'll just have to... Well, first I have to add the short, won't I? All the way up here. And just have one... Yeah, it would be the same here, wouldn't it? Would indeed be this. Let me just do what AA appearance level plus equal 1. And that's all the loop does. Right? Or would I have to check for the cap too here? I'd have to add level to the init block too. Can't forget that. I just have to do it under XPREC then. So level is set to be whatever here's his current level is. And then assuming that we're not in sequence phase and we're not capped and we meet the XP requirements, we then increase the level global. And then here, I guess I can just say level is not equal a Zephyros level. Then I'm gonna have to double down on this, won't I? Let level equal minus level. So that way if we leveled up once, this should come out to a 1. If we went down a level, it should come out to a -1. This will also set sequence, or will it set sequence? Will it? This is just going to keep going. This has to set sequence itself. Means I have to cut that out. Then I'll have to put an AND statement here. That way it has to be higher than a chance start, as well as be every seek level. That'll set things to seek once, which should be fine. Which means I can probably... Yeah, it's just a singular nested one. So I can probably just... like, first off, cut that out, put it up here. And cut this and put it in and... Welcome back. I might also have to change where this gets displayed to up here. Up, and then this here. Actually, yeah. With the new title here. We just have apply level up. Question is whether I want to do things one at a time or not. Also, I thought I should be doing a while. While would be good between one at a time, which would be the case here, because again, you could get 300 XP, you need 300 to level up, then you get 2000. So then, of course, you'd want to level up a bunch of times in a row and not need to wait half a second between each one. Question is whether I want to do this whole segment one at a time or not, because I have made the functions so that I can do multiple, mod them by more than one level at once. That's what this one here is for. That means increase it by one level. And with the mod, yeah, here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should probably not do this then at the start. I'll leave it, I'll comment it out for now because I may need it. But leaving level as is at the old value would help here. So that's a start level, this part here. Start and end level on mod stat. Yeah, this should work if it's negative values. And this will make testing faster and also add some functionality. I mean, not stuff I'm going to let you have up front, like through normal gameplay, but I mean, if you want to tinker with it with the console, it should make it easier. Because with use Faragon, you have to actually like set the XP values to exactly what you need to be. to go through all the level up stuff, but with this, you should be able to just set the level global, and it'll set the XP to whatever you need it to be. Well, it won't set the XP, set all the stats. XP will be left as is. Hmm. Yep, set the rec for your level. And do we check for level cap in here or not? Is a good question. Yeah, I don't quite think I'll need a while loop for this, because I think I'll do all the level changes in one go. The sequence should be set up here. So we won't go over sequence, or at least we shouldn't be able to. We can change that to an if. Then when we actually change the stats, we need to do that. Now, as for messaging, cap checking. Yeah, I should move the cap check up top. That is for sure. With the flavor messaging, though, I feel like the log should happen. Or not. This could actually all happen all at once, right? Instead of multiple level ups at the same time. Just do everything at once. Do still need to check for cap, though. Way at the top. Cut that out. Yeah, if I message down at the bottom. But what if he set it with the console to level cap, though? That's a good question. Because we wanted to set cap once in here because we actually check for cap once here. But this all gets bypassed if you just modify global correctly. Then cap once won't get set. Maybe I do leave it down there. I will need to check though, because otherwise, if you get enough XP to go to say level 203 from 200 and the cap at 201, you'll actually go to 203, and then it'll set the cap as it is if I leave it down here. Yeah, that's the point. That low bit rate right now. Well, it's not cutting out, so that's neat.
Just half bit rate. It's probably got some robo voice going on. Yeah, I saw the thing in a mod I looked at. I liked it, so I copied it. I really aim to make this as human readable as possible, at least by the end. Maybe not initially, because quicker changes, but yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. This commenting, I can't find it. No, that's not it either. It's 8. Yeah, that doesn't comment in this. In fact, I have found absolutely zero way to do block comments here, because that would make this header a lot easier on me, instead of having to comment out each line. My bit rate seems to recover. And then it goes back down. We'll play some indie music. I'm gonna have to tune the volume on that. Hopefully it doesn't overpower me. Indie music usually doesn't get. Just a bit more? Okay. Back good. That's another 3 dB lower. This would be another 3 dB lower, which is the same level I have my games at. Okay, cool. Yeah, this album is the first album I ever bought. I heard the crossfade for it, and I was in love with so many songs from it that I just had to buy it. Don't have the cash to buy other albums though, so rip that stuff. This was worth it. I think a solid month I only listened to this album. That's that on loop. Yeah. Should repeat now when we get to the last track. C++ would be a good. Being more general and versatile, I almost always think is a better idea. Yeah, it can't hurt to dabble in it, that's for sure, because I'm fairly sure that you may eventually get to a tech company that uses their own proprietary scripting language. And so learning a bootleg C++ may kind of make it easier for you to adjust. Or show that you can more easily adjust. So I don't think I need that. Because instead, all these ones, I should just do parentheticals here. This way, if we've gone up by one level, that should work out to 1 anyways. Here, we don't really need to do too much. Right, I remember when I looked at this, and I had the same thought just now as well, which was, I feed it the start level and the end level as 2 params, and I thought, why not just feed the difference then? Yeah. A lot of quirks. Anyhow. Now, why not just feed the difference in 1 parameter? Then I remembered, we are multiplying integers by floats. We have truncation, and that's why I need to feed it the start level and the end level, so I can account for truncation. I just had that thought again, why not just feed the difference, if I can get that. That. What I need to... Oh, I need to set XP rec up on the top too, don't I? I can set half once down here though. That's nice. This loop is getting shorter for if statement at this point. And of course at the very end we also need to set level equal to the global. Honestly, if I put this after this put this call after this line, then it doesn't matter what variable I put in here, whether it be level or the global. And I'm not sure which would be better coding practice, because they should be equal at this point. You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll do messaging here in this if statement, and I'll do cap check up top. Just wondering how I'm going to do cap check though. Or how I'm going to prevent message spam. Oh well. Probably don't need this box thing because it's not that long of a segment. I usually do the boxing in for longer segments. And just do regular comments for anything kind of pretty short. That's the thing, like cap once gets set here, just yeah, I'm gonna need to check it in both, but I'll only do the messaging up top. I think what I'll do instead is say if level minus level is greater than 0, meaning we actually get into level, then we do this. I'm going to need one for if we reset to 0. At which point this is no longer level up, but level change. Because I can't just say if they're equal, because that would... Wait, wouldn't trigger if they're equal. Oh, if the new level is 1, that would be how I do it. Actually, so probably move this to the else if... Actually, no, leave that there. Like that. Make this an else if. Oh, well, it was brief, but nice. That's good. Easy money is... Money is money. Me too. Yeah, this is... I still have all these messages, flavor messages to type out. Good night. Alright, now we're just gonna copy and paste this. And change the mode flag from 1 level up to
Oh, that's right, we're not actually doing level up, are we? No, we're doing message box. Right. Like the box. So over here, I don't have any messages for it, or at least you don't have any unique messages for it. I just copy pasted this from flavor message, so it still is not good messages, but whatever. I just need to pass it in message name and one. I'm gonna have to do a check for S level cap though to set cap once. Do I have to fix levels? It would help with testing for sure, but I can also hotkey out of it. Alright, so that will account for... This will account for if we're de-leveling back to 1. This will account for if we're gaining levels. Now, I can do an else to handle if we're losing levels. Or I can also do the cap box message in here too. In which case I need to do an else if here. I really don't know what the heck. Yeah, this really is like a tough call where to actually put this line. I need to do cap once here, of course, because otherwise we're going to level up beyond the cap once we hit it. If I do it here, that ensures we only hit it once, but that's only...
Actually, now that I need to think how this affects enchantments, though. So let's say level gets modified. Yeah, doing things this way won't actually influence the sequence, though, unfortunately. See, in the sequence check, it would be when it naturally gets level 11, as opposed to elsewise, when it's unnaturally set. Well, for now, I'll just throw in else. At this point, I'm going to do a call here and set the mode to 2, probably. Yeah, 2 for D level. And then reset the have once message because we're actually done leveling up. Really, I'm curious if this is actually in the copyright system. Not because I fear getting demonetized, but rather I know Twitch will remove the audio. I don't know what YouTube would do with it. So it doesn't matter then. Just thinking about Twitch, they just mute the audio. My explanations would, and all this stuff would disappear, and that's what I'm fearful of. Eli wouldn't care. Huh. Yeah, I guess best not to worry about it. Well, I actually think the best course would be to mute the audio on the street on OBS. And then just keep listening to it, but I won't do the safe thing. I'll just roll with what I've done. Yeah, I think I would need to do a statement here. The message. Oh, but I also need to come. Alright. There's so many things here to do. Oh wait, that only triggers when you're over S&G start. Never mind. I was just thinking I had to incorporate this check into here with these increments, but now I don't. I do not. Not at all. Yeah, so as soon as you hit level 11, sequence will get triggered. And you'll go into here, and this will get triggered. Now if I do a sequence check here, this won't get triggered until you choose an enchantment. don't want that. That's not the behavior I want. That bit rate. I mean, I'm not losing too many frames, but that bit rate is just getting worrisomely low. Guess I should be thankful I'm not losing frames, huh? Anywho. Alright, so this will end up logging the change once. Because what should end up happening, say you hit the requirement, it's going to go through here, it's going to reset XP rack and all that, and just the level. We'll check for cap once. Which point? Just wondering, like, I'm trying to think this through for the event of halfway message spam. See if this could trigger it, because it should get set to 0 up top each time. Like, say you pass halfway, that gets triggered to 1, then that won't matter. Because we're going to go up here, and then we're going to level up, and then it'll stay at 1 for that, however long the level ups are. And then when it's actually done leveling up, because that's a while loop up top, so we'll just keep leveling up. It won't display a message. So half ones could honestly be done in either one case, then. In which case I need to, yeah, okay, half ones needs to go up top. So that's when XP rec gets modified, not with the level. So it could end up with a bit of halfway message spam. If you're over halfway and then you change the level, that could cause the halfway message to trigger again because you reset the half ones flag. Yeah, I just need to consider when where the level cap message will be. Because I may just need to have this be redundant in both. Actually, if I put this block that triggers the level up before the seed code, then the seed code should appear before the level cap message. Maybe. It won't. It won't. It'll appear in the middle of them. That was one of the little bugs, though, is that you get, okay, you hit level cap, and you, like, it seeks a new enchantment at level cap right afterwards. I'd like it to be reversed. So, Obviously I need to trigger cap once here, because we check for cap once and we could end up leveling beyond if we get enough XP all at once. We'll get rid of the cap message there, and we'll instead insert down here. Oh, I can do a double check, right? And cap once equals 0. I don't know why message spam. Just do an else. And delete that block because you don't need it. Have D level to 1. Level up. Level cap. Level down. Probably end up, where is it? Work log. I have not been recording any of this in the work log. Which is an issue. Because it's best if I write in this as I'm doing it, because I'm not going to remember this in the long haul. If I try to do this at the end, it's going to be I'm going to miss some things in the work log. And I think that's probably the only resource any people who look into the history of this project will actually read. So, first I'll mark the, actually I'll go over what I did at the start, which was to reevaluate it, or rather rebalanced effect growth rates. Fortify effects doubled. Alright, what did I increase? I did increase the growth rate on the reflect. So base and growth stats as opposed to just rates. I did just both, so increased. That would be growth rates, wouldn't it? So I'm going to refer to them by their actual variable handlers aside from more vague terms, as I would in the patch notes. Use specificity here because I'm assuming anyone who reads the work log is also looking at the code, so they know what I'm talking about. Increased REDG, RFLC, SABs, well, 0.2. We have what? There's the fortifieds were doubled. So then we have Thoa at Fosk. Anything else good? Fortified main resources were left alone. Ah, right, the restorers got their growth mults increased, shields got adjusted. Alright, I never fully decided whether I want a shield to be a 20 or a 10 at 25. Base plus 1 and mult plus 0.6. And what? Right, restores. So Rehe and Resp. Actually, these are different for each one, so Refa Mult plus 0.1 because it used to be 0.4 before. Rehe base plus 1. Mult was also used to be 0.1, so plus 0. Alright, I'm doing all this off screen, aren't I? What was it? Alright, I increased it by 0.25. Resp Mult was a 0.2 before, so plus 0.05. Then we have shield base plus 1, Mult plus 0.2. Yeah, it's just 0.2 there. What is Daedric Armor's final values? Do we have a direct link to it on this page? Yeah, okay. Into Oblivion, to items, and armor. Alright, down to Daedric. Daedric and glass. There we are, full set. How much? 75. Full 75. Okay. Yeah, plus 10 would be pretty solid then. You get a 60 here, but you can, of course, can increase that by 25%. Would give you like at least another 5 on there on glass. So it only makes, so a higher shield would only really make sense for light armor. For heavy armor, it wouldn't, because you get the hard cap then, and if you had expert armor, it would be even higher, which would you don't really need the shield at that point. But for light, it would be nice having the 20. Then you can get up to 70
double it again now. Yeah, it was like, do I want it to be 20 or 10 by this point? I mean, if you have shield, you can kind of ignore repairing it for a bit. You still have to worry about it breaking enough to de-level, but you don't have to worry about it, say, losing efficacy. You put enough shields on there. Which makes sense. Because you wouldn't need armor if you had shield spells, so you can let the durability drop for a while. But, I still have to consider if you stack shields. Stack shield just to get real retarded real fast. And again, there's opportunity cost of all the other stuff, so I guess that kind of balances it out. Make each one pretty competent in of itself. I just hope it doesn't make the player too strong by giving them a fully enchanted suit of armor at level 10. Oh, that's gonna be retardo. Well, the downside is they may not have expert armor by then. I don't even remember at what level you get expert armor. That is the one big downside to the enchant start level being where it is. I'm just assuming that you'll have repaired enough to be like at an expert at journeyman, and then like hoping you're a journeyman by that point, so you can actually repair magical things. But you may not be, at which point you have to. Well, at least it's low enough level. It's not like you're at level 90 and getting reset. It's horrifying, but It's like using 10 levels, that's not too bad. You're in the grand scheme of things. It's still gonna suck, and that's actually the point. You want to have that story, that experience of like, oh, you were treated too roughly, and you paid the price. You have to actually maintain your gear and all that. I may do something a little evil and like exclude some things from the INI file, but then in the README describe how to put them back in. So that way I can do things like, yeah, de-leveling is there, and you can't turn it off unless you actually read through the README file. I'm leaning towards the 20 right now. 20 shields as opposed to 10. If I have to start off as 5 shields though, too, then it's pretty easy, just +1 for each level. 15 level. 15 levels? No, I'd have to start off at 6.
Hmm. Because if you want 20 shield divided by 15 levels, 1.3. But if we give it the 16, you end up with that, which is an odd number. Yeah, if we have it start off as 5, I think. Yeah, that should work. How's 18 look? 18's 1.2. Then it would start off as 2 shield at the start, which shouldn't be that broken by that point. Then it can grow into like a 20 by the end. So I guess it's just a... So I guess I'm sold on the 20 right now for the final value at 25, but what would the base value be? 2 gives me a nice round float to use. I have to wonder... It's like level 1 armor. I have to wonder what level 10 armor is supposed to be. Oh, actually I can guess. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. I always kind of felt like steel was level 10 armor. I guess that's here. Means we're talking 30 AR, roughly, when you get... This isn't exactly. It'll be 2/3 of 50 is what you'd have for the AR. But yeah, I'm playing this on loop. I turned it off because of that whole... what I mentioned before. I'm playing it again. If you get a 2 on top of that, that's not too much. But if you get like a 4, that's pretty gnarly. Actually, what the heck is 2/3 of 50 times 2 divided by 3? 2/33. 33 and a third. This is pretty close. Which means you're going to want... See, I need like 2, but if it grew to 20, that would definitely want the final value to be 20. It's just the base value. I'll take a look at the other stuff. Because you could get 2 shield, which doesn't feel like a whole lot. Which is like 10 feather. Restore 1 point of anything, or like 4 to 5, 10 point. Yeah, 2 shield doesn't feel like a heck of a lot of anything. 5 shield would be a bit much, but it also lead to easy math, just a +1. if I do this, that's it. That'll be 20 by then. Just get 1 point each level. And end up with 5 shields, or 33 comes with 38, which would be really nice. Versus a 37. Of course, the cost you pay for the 37 lower base value is... I think you pay for a higher base value is a lower growth rate. So now I also have to consider, do I want to start weak and grow into even more powerful or not? Alright, let's see. 18 divided by 15 gives me 1 point. One key to the left, that, but if I give it 16, I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 shield for the base value. I'll make it slightly higher at the very, very high levels, though. Actually, now I'm curious, what happens if that end up being 1.07? Because I think you don't really see decimal places in Oblivion's engine beyond 4 places, so I cut them off there. I think the engine can support more decimal places, but I really don't see them in a lot of places. So, by 2. I'm just like curious how this would go. It's like, when will we hit 16? Was it 2, and then a 3, and then a 4, 5, 6. It's like, how long until we end up with the decimal place spilling over to an actual 1? Actually has to be 15. When would it spill over again? Probably 30. 19. About like 29. Yeah, it'd have to be like every 15 levels you get an extra point. And then, let's see, we do 201. 14. That's 13 points extra. So it's ever so slight if I give you a 4-point base, but it does give you an advantage in the long run. Although you wouldn't actually have it at 201. This would be 190 levels, wouldn't it? 202, which gives you 12 points extra. This is indeed a tough call. Actually, I think I'll use this album to indicate when the stream should end. So, oh wow, we aren't that far in. We're only on track 2 still. 11. Yeah, use that as a when this album finishes playing. That's when I'll call it. Yeah, whether to have a base 4 or 5 really is this little bit of min-maxing. Because that extra point, it's always going to feel 1 point lower. Right up until you hit the 15 mark for the active effects. Every 15 levels you'll get that extra point. Of course, I could also give you 1.1 team, which would not fly. Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would if I gave you a 4 that you can get 0.5 over. Which would still give you 20 at that point and give you even better qualifications. Because then I get to 190 and you're at 209. Instead of, get 19 points extra instead of 12 points extra. Plus you'll see the extra point crop up sooner. Crop up there at 10 instead of at 9, because 9 will give you an extra 9 points, because that should get truncated. And you go to 10, and now all of a sudden you have an 11th point. Yeah, that wouldn't fly. 1.1. 4 doesn't fly. 1.3 flies. 1.13 flies, though. Four doesn't fly, so 3, 3, 4. That would still give you 17. Yeah, that's as high as I can go while giving you a base 4. Which means the 190 would give you a lot of extra points. When would this spill over? At 8, you get an extra point. I may leave it at 1.1, I may leave it at... The 1.1. Easier maths, I guess. It's really tempted to go to 1.333 though. Just for that little bit of throwing a bone to the player with the min-max. Which means base is 4. 1. Yeah, that is as high as I can make it. Three times 15 would give me that, and then 16 points, and then 16 will give you 18 points. Then how would, say, 19 look? 21 and 22. Okay, I think this is every 8 levels, so 24 should, yeah, another extra point. Yes, another extra point. Again, it's like, should it be every 8 levels or every 10 levels we get an extra point? These are the questions that keep me up at night. Not really. These are very haunting questions that you'll think about and think about until you shelve it, and then they're not pressing enough to barge into your life after they've shelved. So again, it's every 8 points or every 10 points is the real call. Also, the bitrate's real dropping. No, not the bitrate, the packets. The packets be dropping now. Classic Comcast. I'm gonna make it 1.1 just so it's even every 2 seeks. That's something that actually really bothered me about Volt, because I remember making Volt be... I remember it was like every 10... I initially had it seek every 10 levels, but then I had it balanced that way, like 15 levels in, you'd hit an even number. And while it's fine, it really, really bothered me that you couldn't actually like end this seek on an even number. It was always on like odd, or so I'll make sure the seek ends on a whole number. I'm not sure how much I'd add to this. This was from like 0.333334 to 1.1. That even be? Are okay, and now that's been balanced, so I can stop thinking about it. What the heck else did I do though? So rebalance the growth rates. Right. We discovered AR. Not updated by game until we were equipped. Set refresh flag. Flag, no blood. And then we separate up block. Divide level up block. Two, which would be stats update. And we have global and flag sets. Update. That's that. Now I'm just going to save that plugin. So now I can set the XP rec, and that should be fine. I'll try that first. That should be the very first thing gets set. I set AA. There's XP to the AA. XP rec. Yep, so now we have their level 2. A lot of things. That's just like a lot of debug shtick. Then we set sort of that, then so you set level 2, say 6. Yeah, so the AR by 48. Yeah, by 12. Okay, that makes sense. Good things are being done rightly. Now let's set AA's Virus debug to 0. Get rid of all the messages. Yeah, so that gets rid of all the huge ass message spam here. Almost disconnected there. Yeah, now I just have to deal with the message spam so it's more readable, because I'm getting decent amounts out of the mod stuff. Actually, probably just... Yeah, I think I'll bring them all into one line. Oh, I'm also going to add the sequence flag to it here as well. Yeah, this way you can increment it by levels of 5. Then we have included redundant flag checks. So flags are set properly. Will change my XP console. Or console command. Yeah, just console. I'll just put the comment here. Include some redundant flag checks. Alright, if XP system is. So here we have set sequence. So I'll set cap ones. And then here we'd also just do like preset break ones. Actually, yeah, don't I already have that pair, that flag? Yes, I do. I already did it, included it in here a long time ago. Wait, break one. Oh, resetting break ones takes a while. Just the thing with break one's flag is you can only unset it when the items are repaired. Yeah, I actually just connected right there. And this is what I'm talking about, though. I'm just going to include them here commented out. And this is because break once we have to set them. We can only unset it when we actually don't have. So break ones will get set when enough items are broken. It's actually going to actively check the durability every time. Now we're going to de-level it. Thing is, if we unset the flag on de-level, the items are still broken, so it's going to check again, see they're still broken, and then set the de-level again. We need to make sure that only happens once. So I'm thinking of doing a two-tiered flag, where 0 is we aren't broken, 1 is we're broken, and we also 1 being we got broke and we need to check if we're not broken. We're on de-level and then check again. Well, there might be a different way to handle this. Yeah, this should be here in the manager. This here is if the global set. Alright, because I have to persist. It does have to persist. Oh, I did do. Yeah, I used the global and break one's flag. So yeah, we set the global to a function call that checks if it's broken. And then we set break once to 1. Ew, okay. Yeah, and then here's the flags that we check. Both A, that, you know, things are equipped. And then B, that the, you know, that it actually has health. So this says, okay, we actually have greater than 0 health, so we're not broken anymore, and this is we are equipped. So that way you don't have to, say, check everything, and that'll set to 0, so then it'll start checking again for if we get broken. That was how I solved that. So I don't... So yeah, I don't think I need to do this here. I don't think I need to set that flag. That was another full disconnect. Packet loss went up to 30%. Shitty fucking country. Anywho, I'll just do that. Packet loss is increasing. Just lost 23% of our packets right there. Yeah, Comcast is refusing to stay connected. It is, I see it trying its best to disconnect us for a fifth. Is this the 5th or the 6th time it would be disconnected? But it is trying its best to disconnect us. We're at 40% packet loss right now. Oh, wait. Wait. Why's the cap once to 1 there? Where's the check down here? Ah, level cap and cap on 0. Yeah, that's unfortunate because cap 1 is going to get set above, so it's actually never going to display. If things are done normally. It'll work if we do it with console message, but not normally. And that also means that here, as I was going with the flags for the break once stuff, is I don't need to actually set the break once flags in here. I just need to change the global level inside the break blocks. and I don't call this, and that'll be that. I also need to do an OR here, don't I? We're close to the end. And it's just trying even harder to disconnect this. Anywho, I need to do an OR here with all of this in its own. I can't do parentheticals because I've now thrown in eval. That's unfortunate. So if, let me say it's minus level is greater than or equal to, no, it's 5. Goes S, enchant, seek. So that way if we go up 5 levels, it should end up doing that. Or I could run this prompt too. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, I never minded that because in order to account for the S enchant start value, I'm gonna have to put in a more complex if statement to OR it with like this kind of length, maybe longer. I don't know, somehow kind of this length, and I don't want to type that out. I'll just leave this as is. So if we're on a seek level, instead of if we pass the seek level, then do a seek. Otherwise, just don't skip over it. Besides, the seek code will get run after this, because we're going to go through this whole while loop. It's going to set the sequence flag, and we're going to exit the while loop, and then we're going to run this loop, this if statement. And then we're going to be done. Now what I want to check though, is all the functions that output things with debug print. Because when there's a level up, we get the console log gets absolutely flooded. Abso-friggin-lutely flooded. So I need to check set enchant level, set effect stats, and set effect item. Well, those two. Oh, set enchant level. This one, yeah, this says output messages too. Set effect set doesn't have anything though, but set enchant level. This doesn't have anything. Alright, so what I need to do is really cut down on the I mean, refresh wants us go into really, really. I could probably cut down on this. Let's say the refresh ones. Yeah. Refresh those ones as well as mod stat. So here we have 4 lines of debug print. That's something we can adjust. And I should record this work log that we consolidated. Once that debug prints into one line. To reduce console clog. No, already get health. And then you can't put a semicolon in here. It actually reads it as a comment, even though it's not highlighted as a comment, but it's read as a comment. Okay. Wait. Yeah, I had percent and too many. I didn't really catch that. I did it. No, we're fine. Alright, so we're setting percent in armor to armor, then weight, health, and value. Okay, those match. Alright, now we just need to check the block. See if we can actually see this command. Probably not, but... Oh. Oh, yeah. It didn't write it correctly. Alright. Yeah, the unequip flag stuff is just... it's a lot. It did reduce things, though, quite a lot. I can actually see the top. I can actually see the top of it. Although we're also at the top of the console log, so I think when we get to an enchantment, it's going to really send things over the edge. But with this, we do have everything. And I could tab these out. So it's way more easily read. Also end the stream too. It's just the refresh equip is sending out a lot of console spam, console clog. Or was it mod stat? Sent in, tab there, tab there, tab there, tab there. Now we check what this looks like. And then we go up to 11 and see. Now we set a Spheros level to 10. Yeah, that's just... I'm gonna have to reduce that by a lot. However, I do have this, and yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's real good. That's real good. I also don't need setting there. Just modding value 2. I think the 2 implies that it's being set to instead of being modded by. Even though the phrase would be modded to. XP. And yeah, yeah, it's okay. I see it got set twice. Seeks. The Seeks really do flood it, so I'll have to... Maybe I'll have to remove the refresh flag when we're done with seeking. Or not, honestly. Just be like, okay, if the seek flag is set, it's going to flag refresh too. Just, it feels like it's running twice here. Yeah, I think it's run twice. Okay, so there's more stuff to do things. Yeah, the reason why this isn't too verbose here with the effect stuff is just... I tried doing a %N with the enchant and they just don't have names. They really don't. Maybe it's because I didn't give them names, I don't know. I only gave them IDs. Oh, that might actually be it. I don't think there isn't a slot for name. It's the ID. So enchants don't have names. Which means that I could indeed do %N with the enchant effect, but that's not going to give me any useful information in debug, because it'll just print out no name. That's why I have that. Anywho, this is already over time technically, so thank you very much for watching. I will again be here tomorrow night. Assuming internet doesn't just completely cut out, because that's totally within Comcast purview. Have a great night. I'm looking forward to getting money and moving out of this hellhole of a country.